So as I said, welcome everybody to Chair Yoga with Zoom. And our focus for the practice today is going to be the idea of holding the pose. We know that one of the ways we deepen our practice is to try different postures, but another way is to find a posture that we already know and stay in it a little longer. So what does that mean? And what happens when we do that? First of all, physically, you hold a pose and the muscles react. But if you stay longer, the connective tissue starts to react. And that's when we get permanent changes in the body in terms of flexibility. Now, that's not an indication that you should stay in a pose beyond your comfort range. Always and always and always, your personal limits, your personal comfort is the most important. And the other thing about holding a pose, there's a lot of times in life, situations come up that are kind of unpleasant, and we want to push them away. So the practice on the mat of holding a pose that is bringing up a lot of sensation is a nice way to practice off the mat with situations that might be bringing up a lot of emotions or feelings. Also, notice when you're holding a pose, where your mind goes. Are you checking out of the moment? Are you thinking about something that happened before you came to class or something you may need to do after? Always bringing your attention back to the moment and to the breath. And then after a short break, we'll have our meditation practice. And this week, we're going to be doing a guided visualization on the chakras. So let's begin. Finding a comfortable way to sit, whatever that happens to be for you. And noticing maybe it's difficult for you to just sit still. There's always that urge to go and to do, but allow yourself to be fully present as you sit. Feeling your feet on the floor, relaxing your shoulders, and lengthening up through your spine. If it feels safe to do so, allow your eyes to close or just look softly at the floor in front of you. And we direct our attention to the breath. Beginning first by simply noticing how the breath is showing up in this moment, whether it feels smooth and easy, or whether there's a little bit of effort involved in breathing. Allowing the breath to lengthen, deepen, so that it begins in the belly, fills the body all the way up to the shoulders. And then as you exhale, releasing the breath from the shoulders all the way down to the belly again. As you sit and breathe, notice your thoughts, continually refocusing your attention on the moment and the breath. Let's take 3 more complete breaths. And at the end of that third exhale, just let your natural breath return. noticing how you feel. And we'll bring our centering to close by bringing hands to heart center and joining our voices in an Om. Deep breath in. Om. Om Shanti, peace. May all beings everywhere know peace. So, opening your eyes if they're closed, breathing in, sweeping your arms up, and exhaling, bringing them down. Allowing your chin to lift as you breathe in, if that feels good, and drop towards your chest as you breathe out. Breathing in with full awareness, letting go. Breathing in and breathing out. So the next time you breathe your arms up, let's move into seated mountain, feeling your feet on the floor, lifting up through your fingers while you relax the shoulders down the body. And we'll begin to experiment with holding the pose right here. So what do you notice first? Sensations building in your arms and shoulders? What's happening with your breath? What's happening with your thoughts? Remember, you have full permission to come out of any pose at any time. I'm going to hold here for 2 more breaths. Great. Let's lower the right arm and begin to sweep the left from side to side. Exhaling as you sweep across, inhaling as the arm floats down. Exhaling and inhaling. So I'm going to sweep the arm across, and then I'm going to begin to trace some circles with that left hand. And I'm going to allow my eyes to follow the hand. And the next time you circle around, let's pause with the arm reaching over. Place both sit bones firmly on your chair. Again, we're holding the pose, maybe a little longer than you're used to, so perfect permission to come out anytime you choose. Good. One more breath. And then let's exhale and bring that arm down and notice how it feels. Let's do that on the other side. So we'll sweep and bring the hand down. And sweep and bring it down. And again, sweeping across. And let's begin those circles again. Probably going to notice a difference between the 2 sides in terms of sensation or flexibility. Just notice whatever there is to notice. So let's hold a little bit here as we reach the arm across. Ground both of the sit bones. Reach a little further with the arm and keep breathing. Holding the pose does not mean holding the breath. The breath has to move. Two more breaths, please, if you can. Good. And the next time you inhale, bring that arm down. And just take a minute to receive, rest, and breathe. Breathing in, let's let the arms sweep out from the shoulders and turn the palms up. Good. Touch the fingertips to the shoulders. Inhale, open the arms. So notice how my upper arms are basically level with my shoulders. So that's what we're aiming for, if you can manage. So what's happening with the breath is we're breathing in as we open and out as fingertips touch shoulders. Good. Once more, opening and exhale, closing. So leaving those fingertips on your shoulders now. Let's begin to circle the elbows. Nice and slow. When you move slowly, you can pay better attention, keeping the movements within your comfort range. Let's do one more circle in this direction and then reverse it. Go the other way. Good. So breathe in, draw the elbows back, allow your head to look up, opening the chest. And then as you exhale, draw those elbows close to one another. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. And we're rounding our backs towards the back of the chair. So inhaling open, we're basically doing the same movement as the dog and the cat. Breathing in, opening. Breathing out, rounding the spine, letting the breath go. Good. Breathe in and open. Exhale and close. Let's do that once more. Breathing in, opening wide. Exhale, closing. Open your arms up. Turn the palms down and let your hands rest on your thighs. Take a breath. Good. So we haven't done our hand exercises in a while, and I was reminded to do this morning because my fingers felt a little stiff. So let's work on that. So open your fingers wide like starfish. See how wide you can separate them from each other. Good. Exhale, curl your fingers into your palm and tuck them under. Inhale, open the fingers wide. Exhale, tuck them in. Good. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. And again, one more time, open wide. Exhale, curl the palms. Good. Now, leave the hands flat, palms down, and then turn the fingertips out to the side, and then inhale, let them glide towards the middle. Slide them out, slide them in, slide them out, and slide them in. So we're just dusting off the tabletop. One more time, slide them in and slide them out. Good. Now touch each finger tip to your thumb and go back and forth, seeing if you can make a nice circle shape as those fingertips touch. Good. Back and forth. And then wiggle those fingers, just the fingers. And then the hands. And then shake your wrists, shake your arms all the way up to the shoulder, shake your chest, shake your head. You can lean forward, you can pick up your feet and shake them out. You can let out a sound. You can let yourself go like overcooked spaghetti and then stop. Close your eyes and notice how you feel. Besides silly, should be a little bit of tingling as the breath gets moving. Good. And open your eyes again. So we're going to work with our sun salutations, and we're going to go through the movements fairly slowly. So they'd be an invitation to just kind of fool around with holding the different parts of the flow. Pressing those palms together in front of the heart to begin. Inhale, allow the arms to sweep up. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, back to mountain. And then fold forward. Let the breath go. Place your hands on your knees and come up halfway as you breathe in. Exhale and fold. Inhaling, reverse swan dive. The arms sweep up. And let's reach it back. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Come back to mountain. And then let the palms come back to rest at your heart center. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale completely as you reach back. Breathing back to mountain. Remember, your feet are flat on the floor as you do this, folding forward. Hands to the knees as you come up halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhaling, arms sweep up. And let's reach it back. Breathe it back to mountain. And exhale right back to your heart. And pause. Good. So we saluted the sun. Let's salute the moon. Breathe your arms up. And if you can manage, bring your palms together and point your index finger up towards the ceiling. Remember, if your shoulders are really tight, you can always separate your arms a bit. Good, to let those shoulders drop down. Breathe in and let's arch to the right. Keep those sit bones on the chair. Keep your feet flat on the floor. Let's take 2 more breaths. Breathe in, bring it back through center. And now we're ready to go over to the left. Here we go. Exhale. Make sure that lower arm stays nice and straight. Two more breaths. Great. Inhale, bring it back. And now we're going to reach back. So if this is uncomfortable for you, you can bring your hands to airplane position, or you can actually bring a palm on either side of your lower back for support. Here we go. Breathe in, reach it back. Think about lengthening and opening. Good. Let's bring it back to center. And now we're going to fold forward, but try to keep your arms alongside your head as you do so. Hinging right at the hip crease. Let the breath go. Come all the way down. Good. And for a minute, you can relax your hands, relax your arms, give your head a shake. Re-engage your arms now so they're framing your head. And let's come up. Great. Lengthen and arc to the left. Come back through center and over to the right. Good. Back through center and back to where you started from, right from the heart. Take a few breaths. So we're going to work on our seated forward fold because the hamstring muscles, those big muscles in the back of the leg, always get really, really tight. So we need to find a way to keep them stretched. And we're going to move through this in stages using the breath to help us. Let's begin with the feet directly under the knees. And we're going to use the wave breath as we progress it. So bringing your chest forward as you breathe in and exhale, round it back. So just beginning to explore where the best stretch is going to be for you this morning. Breathe it in, come forward. Exhale back. Excuse me. So I'm going to move my feet a little further forward and continue to fold forward with the wave breath. The further forward I move my feet, the more I'll feel the stretch in the hamstrings. So you're going to be the judge of what works best for you. I'm going to extend my feet a little bit further, always keeping a little bit of a bend in the knees. Do a few more wave breaths here. And then when I come forward, this time I'm going to hold. I can hold on to the chair, to the side of the chair, or the legs of the chair. I can even place my hands on the floor if that feels safe and my body will let me do that. Head is relaxed. Stay with the breath and stay with sensation. Only hold the pose as long as is comfortable for you. I'm going to take 2 more breaths. Good. And to release, you can either walk your hands up the legs or bring your hands to your hips and hinge up. That gives your abdominal muscles a little bit of work. I'm going to return my feet right under my knees and take a few breaths. So let's work a little bit with Warrior 1 and Warrior 2 in the seated version. And we'll also play around a little bit with the idea of holding the pose. So we'll begin by facing the left corner of the front of the chair, hands at the hips. Begin with a nice tall sit. Take that breath in. Exhale, send the right foot and leg back. Press back through the heel and relax. Press the heel back and relax. Press it back and hold. Press into the sole of your left foot. And then if you like, adding the arms out to the side, overhead. You can adjust your gaze so you're looking up, which will give you a little bit of a back bend. So whatever position you're in, we're going to hold here for a couple of breaths. And if you need to readjust your position so it's more comfortable for holding, please do so. 2 more breaths. Where are you feeling the sensation? Good. Exhale, lower the arms, but allow the leg to stay right where it is, and we'll move into Warrior 2. So stretching your left arm out in front, right arm behind, gazing to the left. Breathing fully, breathing completely. Noticing your thoughts. Good. One more breath, please. And exhale, lower. Step the feet together and come around to the front. Let's do that on the other side. Begin with hands at the hips, facing the right corner of the chair. Good. Breathe in. We're going to send that left foot and leg back. Allow the hip to roll towards the floor. Press back through the heel and relax. Every time you press back through the heel, you're going to feel the leg muscles engage. So you want to be feeling that sensation. So this time when you press that heel back and down, let's hold it there. See if you can sit a little bit taller. And add the arms if you like. Always free to keep the hands at the hips if this is uncomfortable. Begin to observe the sensations with interest and curiosity. Does it feel good to look up? Maybe you'd rather adjust your gaze so you're looking straight ahead. What feels best? Where is the breath? If you can manage 2 more breaths here. Good. And exhale, lower the arms. So feet stay where they are. We're moving into warrior 2. So right arm sweeps in the front. Left arm comes behind. And remember, we have that sensation of the arms moving in opposite direction from each other. Gazes to the right. Allow the sensation to build. Two more breaths. Good. Release the arms, step your feet together, and move to the front. So let's experiment a little bit with triangle pose in the seated version. And note too that when we say holding a pose, it doesn't mean that it has to be static. You can make little adjustments. For example, as I suggested in Warrior, adjust your gaze if your neck begins to feel uncomfortable. So let's separate the feet really wide. And I'm going to begin by extending my right arm up. Reach for the ceiling. Good. Begin to arch directly to the left. Left arm comes to the inside of the leg. So what would feel good here? Hello, sweet pea. You can look up. You can look at the horizon. You can look at the floor. Lots of possibilities. And the pose is not static because the breath is not static. The breath is always moving. Can you draw the top shoulder back a little bit to create more space? If that arm is getting really uncomfortable, you can simply bend it at the elbow and let it relax. Good. Let's inhale, come up, and take a minute to release. Ready for the other side? Great. Left arm reaches up, nice and long. Reach for the sky, and then arch. Allow yourself to settle into the pose. Shoulder back, getting established in the breath. How about 2 more breaths here? Wonderful. Breathing in, let the arm lengthen, drop it down, walk your feet together, and pause for a breath. Great. So we're going to work on our abdominal muscles a little bit with our Pilates 100. And at the end, we're going to be holding a little bit in this version, the very end point of the flow. So know that if you need to drop out, please feel free. You can also lower your heels, keep the heels on the floor. I'm going to extend my legs and lift my toes and point them. So I want to engage these muscles right along the front of my legs. Arms extend, and we breathe 4 times in and 4 times out, pumping the arms as we do that. The legs stay quiet. Here we go. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me, out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. A lot of sensation should be coming up now. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. And pause. Notice what you're feeling, where you're feeling it. Remember, you can lower the heels. See if you can draw your chest a little further forward. 2 more breaths. Great. Lower the arms, lower the feet, separate them a little wider. And then to relax those abdominal muscles, just fold forward. Give that head a shake. Relax everything. Wonderful. And inhale, come on up. And let's come up to standing. I spoke a little bit in the beginning about how holding the pose affects the physical body. And I want to show you with a standing pose exactly what I mean by that. So if we're doing a standing forward fold, maybe your hamstrings are really tight. So you might find that you only come a short distance. But as you hold the pose and soften the knees, you might be able to come a little bit further. So that's as the connective tissue softens, that allows you to do that. So when it works that way with the entire body, we don't rush these poses. So we give the body a chance to relax. Okay, let's come to the side of the chair. We'll begin towards the left side of the chair. And I'm going to do my sun breaths that we normally do seated in the beginning, but I'm going to do them standing. So if you need the chair for support, you can always keep one hand on the chair. But if you don't, let's build the pose, grounding through the feet, separating the toes, softening the knees, tucking the tailbone under. Breathe in, allow the arms to sweep up. And exhale, bring them down. And again, if you'd like to add looking up as you breathe in and dropping the chin to the chest as you breathe out, be my guest. Breathe in and lifting. Breathing out and lowering. So this time I'm going to hold the pose. And as I'm holding the pose, I'm mentally checking in with my alignment. Softening my knees, tucking the tailbone under, dropping the shoulders, and lifting through the fingers. Continuing to breathe and scan the body. How does it feel to hold this pose standing as opposed to seated? Just notice what you feel. Two more breaths. Good. And let's lower the arms down and notice how you feel. Good. So let's get ready for tree pose. I'm going to shift my weight to the leg closest to the chair, which is my right. Softening both knees, begin to lift the left foot a little bit at a time. Let's draw the knee out to the side and bring it back. Draw it out to the side and bring it back. So the hips continue to face forward, even though we're moving the knee out to the side. Moving the knee out to the side this time, let's choose a position for tree. I'm going to allow my foot to rest on the floor. One hand or two for the branches. You can always continue to hold on with one hand. It's perfectly fine. Again, tight shoulders, separate your arms. So your body's going to wiggle a little bit. It's just the body trying to maintain balance. Perfectly fine. One more breath. Good. And exhale, lower the arms. Release the foot. And take a breath. Good job. Let's go to the other side. So my weight's coming to my left foot this time. Right foot is the one that's going to release. Begin to bring it up a little bit at a time. And don't forget, you can always use a yoga tie here. You know, if it's a little hard for you to lift the knee, you can hook it around under your thigh. It's perfectly fine. Good. Notice when the knee comes up, if you're locking the opposite knee, so keep that soft. Draw it out to the side and guide it back in. Draw it out and bring it in. And again, draw it out. Bring it in. Draw it out. Let's move into tree pose here. It's no rush. Take your time, settle in. Build your branches. Find your breath. And when we do balance poses, there tends to be a lot of mental chatter. Maybe there's some self-judgment going on that you can let go of. What's happening with the breath? Good. Inhale. Exhale, release. Lower the foot and just take a breath. Wonderful. Let's come take a seat. And for our last pose, we'll do just a nice, easy twist. Like twists, they help to move the energy actually through the chakras. And we're going to be talking about that in a little while when we do our guided visualization. So let's begin with the right arm. Stretch that arm out. Exhale, bring that palm to your left knee, left hand to the chair. So remember to work the pose with the breath. The inhale creating length and the exhale allowing for the twist. Once you've settled in, if you'd like to cross your left leg over the right, 2 more breaths. Great. So let's release this side. Pause for a breath when we come through center and get ready to go to the left. Left arm stretches up. Palm comes to the right knee, right hand to the chair. And if you like, crossing that right leg over the left. One more breath. And exhale, let it go. Come all the way around. Nicely done, everybody. So let's just sit for a moment. Let the eyes close. No need to breathe in any particular way right now. Just maybe noticing how the breath has changed because of your practice. Maybe it's a little deeper. Maybe it's a little faster because you've been moving, or maybe slower. We're all going to be a little different. Keeping your attention on the breath so that you can continue to be present to the moment. Create some deeper breaths now and add those final stretches. Oh, let out those sounds. Mm. And we'll bring our practice to close, or this part of our practice, by chanting the sound of Om. Deep breath in. Om. Om Shanti, peace. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free from fear. And may all beings everywhere know peace. Namaste. Jai Bhagwan.